Backyard Conversations podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Backyard Conversations.
Yes, sir.
Here we have conversations about topics that are hard to talk about related to people our age. So if you're interested, stay tuned because we're about to hit a topic right now. What are we talking about today?
Talk about New Year resolutions.
New Year's. Let me hit the fireworks.
Hit the fireworks, bro.
Hey.
It's a New Year coming up, bro. So,
2024.
2024. How time passed by this year is insane. Crazy fast.
Honestly, yeah, it was really quick.
No flying
Blink of an
cars.
eye.
No flying cars yet, yeah.
No flying cars.
Back to the
no.
Future lighters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No hoverboard.
No hoverboard.
Yeah. What a disappointment. Anyways, so this time of the year, we tend to kind of like analyze and think, and we come up with these crazy plans about we're going to do this or do that the following year. We're going to start off fresh. We're going to start off, with new expectations, with new goals, which to a certain extent is good. And it's something that maybe we can take advantage of it. I have my different opinion. Like, why wait until a new year to start to start a resolution?
That's true.
Mhm.
You start tomorrow.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but I can tell you some of my New Year's resolutions that completely failed. One of my New Year's resolutions was, I remember this one year, I was like, I want to wake up early. I want to be on the 5 a.m. club. Actually, I was aiming for 4.
What the heck?
Because
4
I had listened to this podcast, okay? And the guy was like, yo, you want to grind? You got to wake up at 4.
Do you?
So I was trying to wake up at 4 and
Entrepreneur podcast?
yeah, some crazy podcast. So the guy was like, you gotta wake up at 4. So I start Googling and searching for YouTube videos, hack to wake up early. And I found a bunch of stuff. When I tell you that I did my research, like I started watching so many videos about waking up early. Like some people would say put your phone a couple feet away from your bed, so you actually have to get up. Try that. Got up, turned it off, went back to sleep. So it didn't work.
Right.
Some other people, so just the different things. And after so many videos, some people also suggested different tones that supposedly wake you up. So I changed my tone to a more vibrant, more vivid, I guess, ringtone or alarm tone, whatever you want to call it. Didn't work. Went back to sleep. So it was a fail overall. But the thing why I failed was because I was trying to find a shortcut to it. And at the end of the day, I ended up watching so many videos, and there was this one guy that was like, stop. You cannot go into a shortcut with this. If you want to wake up early, the key to waking up early is go to sleep early. It's as simple as that. There's no hack. There's no solution.
Dang.
There's no shortcut. And sometimes in life, we always try to, hack or find shortcuts that are not, they're not idle. They're not realistical.
Yeah,
shortcuts.
some goals are not meant for that.
Yeah, some things you're not meant to do shortcuts and some things.
I don't even think it's a shortcut. I think there's just a better way of doing certain things. I feel like if you decide to lose weight, I think a better way of doing it is if you don't have time, especially to go to the gym, get a better diet. But there's some people that continuously don't better their diet, but they still go to the gym. And they don't get extreme results, but they get some results. I don't know. I think you know more about that than me, Jerry.
So, this year, the resolution, I came up with this year. I actually accomplished my New Year resolution for this year. And it was to drop weight. So I was at 190 something, 190, I think I was, dropped to 166. And I think that was around July that I accomplished that, I think. So it took me 7 months. But it was not easy. Like at first, like I had a period of time where I would go to the gym and then completely not go for 2 months, and
Yeah.
and then go back to the gym and then be off, and some weeks. But what I'm trying to get with that is the fact that our New Year's resolution should be achievable. Like we can't say I'm gonna drop weight
80 pounds.
80 pounds, but then you know yourself.
Mm-hmm. Hit McDonald's every day.
So yeah, like you know yourself. You know that from day to night, it's not gonna happen. Like it takes about 2 weeks for you to build a habit to get it going,
Right?
and then you have to maintain that habit, and that's what kind of like broke that pattern in my life of like not going to the gym. Is that I made the effort for 2 weeks to be consistent with my schedule, to actually wake up and go. And I finally found like the good rhythm, and I ended up sticking to it. But the motivation was not because I wanted to look better or I want a six pack or I want bigger muscle. No, the motivation was the fact that I want to be a healthy and a person. I want to build healthy habits.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that my doctor called me obese, that kind of got me too.
Huh?
Yeah. So I went to the doctor and she's like, yeah, you're
that
obese.
means I'm obese.
And then I was telling her that I was having issues, right? I was like, I'm having issues breathing. Like sometimes like, you know, my chest hurts. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And she told me your diet. I told her, she's like, it's your diet and you need to exercise. Like plain and simple. She's like, you need to exercise. So that was kind of like a wake up call to me. And I actually started going to the gym and started taking it serious. But sometimes we take spiritual New Year's resolution. Like we sometimes often say, this year I'm going to overcome this, or I'm going to stop doing this. And we end up falling. But why do we end up falling? Like, why can we accomplish this New Year's resolution? So apparently there's only 8% of people that actually accomplish it. New Year's
8%.
resolution.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
That's very low.
That's really bad.
I
That's a
think
good question, man.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things in play there. Motivation, not being really informed, not being surrounded by the right people, and not having how can I say this? It's like having a daily way or a daily motivation to do small things. Because some people, they want to accomplish the big thing. They want to hit the gym every day, but they struggle to get to work on time on a regular basis. Or some people want to get up earlier, but don't know how to put their phone down. Still, they don't know how to do the small things that they probably should be doing and probably don't require so much for you to do. They just simply don't want to do it. So I feel like because people don't have that habit, they haven't created the habit in all other areas of their life that they should be doing every day. Then, when you actually want to atone for a goal, you really can't go for it because you don't have that habit. Kind of like when you read a book about prayer and the guy talks about how he prays 4 hours a day, and then you want to go ahead and jump and pray the 4 hours a day every day, and you can't even pray 5 minutes. It's the same thing. You just can't jump to it. You got to have a habit of something and grow onto other habits and kind of train your mind and train your soul, train your spirit to do it. I don't know. That's what I think.
So it's a process. I mean, I think that many of us do fail in New Year's resolution. Even just like sometimes we do get like tired, I guess, of our lives, of like the motion, the kind of like constant repetition, like the constant like repetition of things of life,
The routine.
and right, and then some people, they make drastic changes, but they're not good. It's like they compromise everything
That's
else,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like oh, I'm just gonna throw everything away, throw everything that has been happening, and then start fresh here, and it's gonna bring consequences, because I feel like a lot of people want to achieve like a goal, or they want to get somewhere, but they're not willing to put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for example, in ministry, we can say this: we are in the trenches.
Yes.
We're in the trenches, and
Yes,
we're putting
yeah.
we're putting in work in the ministry,
It ain't easy.
and it's like it's not something that has been given to us. Like we actually like we work with youth, and they can be complicated. They can be very emotional. They can be unreliable.
You guys are unreliable, emotional, and a train wreck, guys. Say no. Say no. I'm just messing.
I mean, they're human beings.
Yeah, we're all
we
human.
can be.
We can be.
It's like sometimes we wake up on the wrong foot, and you go off on somebody, on your wife for no reason.
A little hard headed.
Yeah. Plus, teenagers and young people, they're figuring their life out still, and
Yeah, they're
maturing at the same time,
trying to figure it out. Yeah. So I mean, it gets complicated because you need people around you in order for you to achieve your goals. Whoever tells you that you got to do it alone,
it's not true.
I don't think you gain anything by doing it alone.
That's absolutely backwards.
You're gonna need somebody or someone to help.
We need
you.
community.
Mhm.
We were created to have community.
Actually, I think it makes you live longer. The fact that you have communion with other people.
Probably.
Yeah. So Kevin mentioned something very interesting is you're surrounding the people that you hang around with. And there's a Bible verse, Romans 10:17. So faith comes from hearing, that is hearing the good news about Christ. We can apply this as well. If you are coming up with a New Year resolution, you have to check your surroundings.
Yep.
The people that you want, that you're surrounding yourself with. If you want to get out of the circumstances that you're in, like for example, if I want to quit something, I wouldn't hang around with people that do it occasionally.
Right.
Like if I want to quit drinking, if I'm like an alcoholic, let's say, I want to quit drinking alcohol because it's damaging my life because I'm I'm overusing it. I'm not going to continue hanging out with alcoholics.
Right.
Or the friends that it's not that you're going to completely cut them off because there's ways to share with other people, but it's not wise for you to say, I'm going to quit this and then still hang around with the same people.
Mm-hmm. And if they're your friends, they're going to know, they're going to understand. And that plays a huge part because a lot of people don't reach their goals because they're surrounded by wrong people. And the moment that they try to, step away from that group of people, they feel accused, or in a way they call them fake because they're like, no, now you don't want to hang out with us because now, you think you're going to reach something or you're a little better than us because you're getting somewhere. And no, that's not true. I feel like when it's a good group of friends or a good group of people, they'll understand and they'll say go. And they'll know.
Yeah, now I would say don't give in to the peer pressure. Like I remember when I came to Christ, I lost friends.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I lost all of my friends except for one that kind of respected the decision that I was taking. I remember I will never forget. I remember one of my friends, and I was really close with this person, said you're changing, and that's being fake, and I'm never gonna change because I'm gonna keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're supposed to change.
Yeah, that's so backwards.
Like, you're supposed to improve in life. You're supposed to continue moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that you have, the people that you listen to, the people that you consider your inner circle has a lot to do with how far you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to either weigh you down or lift you up. I'd rather have friends that going to tell me the truth right in my face and say, hey, you're being stupid or you're being dumb, rather than have friends that are going to tell me what I want to hear.
Right. Keep it 100.
So basically, you don't want yes men because they don't care about you.
Right.
Most of the time, yes men are just there to use you or profit off you or something like that. Or
Probably.
Or when it really gets tough, they really step away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Or maybe they're just immature and they don't realize.
Or the fact that you want to.
You don't need yes men.
Or the fact that you want to improve makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Some people, they don't like to see other people improve or surpass them.
Mm-hmm.
I've encountered that where I had people get pissed because I'm being promoted to something.
Yeah.
So who you hang around with does matter. Your friends do matter. If you're coming up with a new resolution, New Year resolution, I think you need to reconsider your circle and you know think who you have around you, who you share with. Are they actually edifying your life? And this might seem selfish, but at the end of the day, fam, at the end of the day, it's you. It's like it's you and God. Like
Yeah.
like when you go, I don't know if you guys been through struggles. I've been through a couple of struggles, and I know for a fact that at the end of the day, it's me, my wife, and God.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to also surround myself with people that are genuine and that are gonna see and help. So, what other thing comes to mind when we're talking about New Year's resolutions?
Well, I think it's important to know. I feel like this is all, like you were saying, like it's not about what you do necessarily or like the physical aspect or taking short. Because I think it's all a mental game, and just being honest with yourself, and you know, being real. You know, knowing yourself well enough to like set the right, like a realistic goal and the right goal as well. You know, like a something that you actually need.
Right.
It's all a mental game. So, and like you were saying, like, yeah, it's you and God. We can have our people around us to help us, but at the end of the day, it's up to us. I mean, I've known people where I try to push them. I'm trying to, you know, be there for them, and at the end of the day, it's up to them. So I can't force them to like do whatever it is
Oh yeah.
to get good grades at school or get their degree or
Right.
start a
Right.
career. It's up to them. And they just don't. As much as I tried to push them, they just never did it.
Right.
Some
You
people
know?
don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that,
it's like all a mental game. It's like you have to know yourself and push yourself in the right direction, and know when other people are pushing you in the right direction.
right.
Because that happens a lot too, where people push somebody in the right direction and they retaliate because they don't
Right.
like being pushed in that direction, and they don't realize that's where they need to go.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and I think that people, because people don't grow up with their dads, sometimes, I mean, there's a high percentage of youth that don't have their dad. Unfortunately, I mean, they might have like a dad figure,
Mm-hmm.
but their biological dads, like sometimes, I mean,
It's not present.
it's not present. Yeah, I had
Mhm.
a few friends that their dad was not 100% there, but so when that authority is
Not there.
exercised,
Mm.
you know, it receives retaliation because
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
used
yeah.
to it. But you need to have the ability to humble yourself and understand. But that's why you need to have the discernment to get good friends and know that the friends that you have are not only seeking God, but they mean well to you.
Right.
So when we have those two factors in place, you know, we can, even though if it hurts, even though if it feels weird and it feels like they're, you know, exercising their authority, we should be humble enough to say, maybe, you know, maybe this person is right.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a point where I should go this or go this route. But then there's that person that wants an opinion of people, but has already made up their mind. So you're
Mhm.
only making people waste their time.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, or they only want attention.
Mm-hmm. So
So we need to be mindful of this. We need to be mindful of, you know, what intentions our friends have towards us. And especially around this year that we start analyzing everything. We start analyzing our life. We start looking back to this year. Was this a good year? Was this not a good year? What could I have done better? What can I do better next year? I mean, at least myself, even when I was in school, high school, I would do this.
New
so-
Year's resolutions.
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, the teachers would make us do it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. For me personally, at the time, I didn't really care about it. I just was like, I don't know.
it was cheesy.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy. Maybe I don't know, Jerry. You said you did it, but did you take it seriously?
And I did a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I didn't really take it that serious. But
Yeah.
I feel like looking back, you know, it is a good thing to do. You know, if you do it well, you know, if you're smart and you're honest and all that, it was a good thing to do. And given that, you know, a lot of y'all are probably young, set some good resolutions, man. You know, take it serious. Be honest.
I think it's healthy to have goals.
I think it's a good moment to actually like reflect on yourself,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
look on yourself and critique yourself a little
Right.
bit, and just be real with yourself. Like, you know, this last year I didn't do this too good, or, you know, I did this too much, or whatever, and just be real. You know, and it's okay to have those flaws or to whatever. It's important to be able to look at that and not freak out and just be like, I'm gonna try and do better.
Mhm.
You know, so I don't know. Maybe don't be a kid and just like throw it to the side. You know,
there's
take it a little
nothing.
serious.
There's nothing wrong with self-analyzing.
Mhm.
I think we need to do that.
We should do it more often than
We
we
have
than we think, because sometimes 99.9% of the issues that we have in our lives, it's not because of other people.
It's because of us.
It's because of us.
Yeah.
It's literally because of us. The problem is not other people. The problem is not your husband, your boyfriend. The problem is not your mom, your dad. The problem is that you don't want to do it, that you're lazy, or that you don't want to create good habits and have the discipline to move forward with
Right.
life.
Shots fired. Shots
So-
fired, y'all. He's talking about y'all.
So no, I'm not talking. I mean, I'm talking because I've been in that place where, like, for example, I remember, like, fresh out of high school, my dad gave me a job application. It's something I didn't want to do, but I mean, I needed it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was kind of pissed about it, but because all of my friends were getting
Cars.
cars,
Yeah. Oh, that was for your graduation?
scholarship. Yeah. He said, "Here's a job application." I'm
Go get a
"Man."
job. Start working.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
but I think it's healthy for the end of the year to really analyze, see what have we done right and what have we done not so good that we can potentially improve.
Right.
And one thing that enables us, and I've mentioned it many times in I think in another podcast that we did, or episode that we did, I don't recall the name, but it was fear, right? Fear does not allow you to move. And in order for you to accomplish this New Year resolution, you have to leave fear aside.
Mhm.
Whether it's a physical New Year's resolution, whether it's a ministry New Year, I have, multiple goals in life. And especially at the end of the year, I like to set myself with different goals. This year, I can say I accomplished the goals that I had. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had and the progress that I saw. This upcoming year, one of my goals is to read 3 books for the whole year. Because I know myself. I have the bad habit of picking up a book, reading it halfway,
Finishing.
not finishing.
Yep.
So I'm like, let me make this goal for this year to do 3 books. I know I can do 3 in a year. I mean, there's people that do 3 books in a month or less.
Yeah, for real.
We have somebody at church that reads like a book a week or something like that, which is insane. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
But
for real.
These are realistic goals. I know myself. I know, that I'm not going to read as often. So 3 books. Why not set the goal of 3 books and we'll go from there.
It's totally attainable.
Yeah,
it's totally
not
attainable.
impossible.
Yep. And you got a purpose for it because reading is knowledge. You learn stuff. But I think a point of a New Year's resolution is your goal needs to have a purpose. You need to know your purpose. You need to know why you're doing it. And I think when somebody sits down and thinks about why they're doing something, I think you'll find yourself saying, you know what, I shouldn't really do this because the purpose is not right. Like when you said that you started going to the gym, not because you wanted the 6-pack and the muscles, but because you wanted to be healthy. So you knew the purpose. You knew why you wanted to do it, and you went for it, and it produced results. And you can end the year saying that you made it a goal possible, and it worked. But I think when you do it with the wrong purpose, probably 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work out, and it's not going to happen. When something has a good purpose and it has a good purpose and you've self-analyzed that that's something you need to do, you're going to go for it and you're not going to care about what you need to do to accomplish it. I knew somebody that they knew they needed to go to church. They knew that they needed to give their life to Christ. They knew that they needed a relationship with the Lord. They knew that the Lord was calling for them. And number one, they didn't surround themselves with the right crowd. They never took a step to come out of their comfort zone to go into a church. They didn't force themselves to make time so that they can go to a church. And then when the opportunity arose, although they knew they can make it, they were just lazy. They didn't want to go. And it came to a point where I was like, you know what? Look, I'm going to tell you straight how it is. The day of tomorrow, you die, I'm like, you going to go to hell, fam. And when you go to hell, the demons are going to be poking you in hell. They're going to be telling you, you had so many chances and you didn't go. And I'm happy you didn't go because now you're here with me. And she was like, dang, that's a little harsh. And I'm like, no, I gotta tell you that because you've had so many chances, and while you stand before the throne of God, God is gonna be like, you had chances and you didn't want to go. And for those watching, that's not how you preach the gospel. That's not how you bring someone.
That was
to
a
Christ.
close friend.
But yeah,
that was a friend. That was
yes,
a friend.
Yeah, that was
a friend.
that
Yeah,
was somebody. That's a close friend that I just needed to lay it out just like that. Eventually, they made time. They went to church. You know, the Holy Spirit touched them. They received Christ, and now they're attending a church, and they're continuously going to church, and they're surrounding themselves with church folks that have taken them out of bad habits, of doing bad habits, of going to bad places, of doing bad, making bad decisions, and they're doing better. And they, you know, one of the things that they wanted to do this year was make better decisions and personally grow. And I think that when you get closer to Christ, God brings you to a state where you're personally growing and you're bettering. You know, he works with you like a piece of clay, and he's forming you into the person you're supposed to be. And she's striving, and I'm happy about that. But that's simply because she went into the year and she didn't know the purpose of her goals. She didn't know the purpose of what she wanted to do. And when the time came for actually making a decision that actually had a purpose, she didn't even know where to start. But going back to the friends thing, it took somebody to tell them, like, look, this is what's going to happen. This is how it is. But now going into 2024, she goes with a mindset. I want to better my relationship with Christ. And she knows why. I want to read the Bible more. And she knows why. I want to pray more. And she knows why. And I think everybody needs to do that spiritually and materialistically, or morally. Whatever goal you have to put a purpose to it. You got to know what's the purpose of it. But if the purpose you know is not good, you're gonna know the moment you sit down and you think about it. And if you know it's not good, don't go for it, because the only person you're gonna hurt is yourself, and then you're gonna waste another year doing nothing.
You're gonna end up empty-handed.
Yep.
I mean, like, for example, if your goal is to, you know, get rich, and that's it. Like, it doesn't go beyond that. Like, you're gonna end up. You can't get rich. Yeah, you know, good for you. But you're going to end up empty-handed with no family, with, you know, nothing to, you know, actually enjoy the enrichment or the riches that you were able to earn. Mm-hmm. And you're going to end up empty-handed because purpose does matter. Like you were saying, Kevin, like if you are going to the gym just so that, I don't know, you can rub it off on somebody or your cousin that you're, you know, probably jealous about. I don't know. You're gonna go for 2 weeks and you're gonna quit. Or if you wanna become a rapper just to become famous,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're not really gonna get that far.
For real.
I mean, what is the chances of you making it from day to night rapping? It's not that high.
It's real low.
And if you're gonna make it, you're gonna have to stick with it for a while. And to stick with it for a while, you need more than just I want to be rich and famous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel that people want things quick and do not want to put in the work. It has a lot to do with, you know, the fact that we are consuming so much crap in social media and the way of life now. Yep. That we want everything Amazon Prime speed.
You want to make
it next day
in one day?
Yeah. And
buy
then
this course.
Exactly. And then you end up spending $1,000 on a course.
You want to go
and
from
you
making
get nowhere.
6 figures a year to 6 figures a month? Buy this course.
So those are called shortcuts.
I'm not even making 6 figures a year yet, bro.
Those are called shortcuts. We want to take so many shortcuts in life, and you want to have good friends. You can't take shortcuts. You're gonna have to stick with them through the good, bad, and you know, through the messy moments.
And then they'd be like, all I do is work from anywhere in the world for like 2 hours a week, and I make 10 grand a week.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, right.
I only sleep 10 hours a week. just 10 hours, and I make 600,000. So they got people sleeping 10 hours.
You know where they get the money from? It's the people that sign up.
Yep. That's where
Yeah.
money comes
They
from.
live enough of you.
For real.
But yeah, so the purpose matters, and
Mhm.
when we don't have the fact that it's gonna take work. Okay, nothing comes easy. Like in life, like you're gonna have to work for it. That's one thing that was a wake up call. If you're in high school, man, enjoy your time, because
Oh, yeah.
after you get out of high school,
It's gonna get real.
it's gonna get real. Unless you're a dad and your
Yeah.
mom spoils you,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where they
Yeah,
don't push you to do anything.
Yeah, you know who you are.
But
Hey, yo.
but like
You know who you are.
there's some people that get spoiled way too much, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
we live in this era that we want to give our kids the best, which is good, but at the
Mhm.
same time, like I don't want to get them to the point where like they think and expect that off the world, because the world is
Yeah.
not going to give you
Yeah. And also giving your kid the best also includes giving them a good work ethic,
Exactly, yeah.
instilling in them a good like drive and motivation. Because that's true, and then when that happens, when you're just kind of spoiled and you don't do anything, you have no purpose really. I mean,
right.
you don't do anything with
You
your
become
life, with your
selfish.
time. Yeah, you
Mhm.
become selfish. We gotta. There's like a voluntary. I don't want to say suffering, but you got to put yourself through the trenches sometimes voluntarily for your own good.
Right.
Yeah.
Like tell
But
yourself some. Like don't be unrealistic, but don't don't be lazy or too easy on yourself.
Right.
Like give yourself a healthy challenge
right. Exactly.
because
Like
that's good for you.
yeah. Don't
Push yourself
don't
a
like,
little bit.
Don't OD, like
Yeah.
be extremely harsh on
Yeah.
yourself, but you should but don't be extremely merciful on
It's
yourself.
like
for
you were
the
saying.
point,
You were
that have
saying,
a
like,
balance.
3 books in a year
Yeah.
instead of like a book every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
merciful. That's merciful.
For real.
I
Yeah, 'cause yeah, like you know yourself. You probably haven't read
Yeah.
3 books in a year, and I haven't either. A lot of us haven't. I should though.
I mean, if I put together the half of books that I've read, probably I've read
For
like almost all the time. Like I always get to like half of the book, and then like I don't know. I guess I lose interest.
Mm-hmm. Or like
Um,
Kevin was saying, don't just jump right into it, praying 4 hours every time. You
Yeah.
got to take your,
Start with your 5 minutes, man.
know
Your 5
yourself.
minutes will go a long way.
Give yourself a good challenge.
Yeah,
that
develop
you
it.
can meet. You know.
Right.
And that's applicable to the faith too. It's like you can't go from like, coming to Christ and then preaching to like
Yeah.
mass
I was
crowd.
Saying, yeah, I was
like,
thinking the same exact thing.
like you can't go from day to night to like become like this preacher or this minister or the singer or an influencer. It takes work, man. It's gonna take work. And speaking of it's gonna take work, man, if you're watching this, like our video, subscribe, share,
Yes,
because
sir.
it's taking
It's
work.
taking work, yo.
it is taking work.
takes
This
work.
is not
Work.
easy. So
Effort.
New Year's resolution, have in mind who you have around you to help you achieve those goals. Have somebody keep you accountable to them. Share with somebody.
Yeah.
So be careful who you share with, though, because some people will try to just
They're gonna be like, nah.
really
man.
negative. Yeah.
Nah, you ain't gonna make it, man.
Yeah.
Nah, why are you doing that?
So be careful who you share your goals with, because that person can either give you an influence or like the push that you need, or they can shred you to pieces.
Right.
Dang, that's true. That's true. I think a good thing to do, we did it, Kevin mentioned it before we started recording, we had 3 different goals, New Year's resolutions. Right? There was one was personal,
Uh-huh.
spiritual, and then the ministry. I think it's good to set, at least us as Christians, y'all as Christian youth and young adults, set yourself a personal goal, like if you're at school and your teachers give you, this is your homework for tomorrow, make up a New Year's resolution. Set that one, but also set yourself a spiritual goal. And if you happen to be in ministry, set yourself another one.
Yeah.
And if
split
you're
it
not
up.
in ministry, make joining a ministry one of your goals.
yeah.
It's what you should be doing.
Serving is key. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
You find purpose in serving others
Mhm.
most of the time. That's what I don't understand about our Christianity sometimes, is that people want the calling, but they don't love people.
Right.
Bruh, I was talking to my wife, I think today, like, or was it last night? I don't know. That there's so many nurses, because she's in nursing school. She's about to become a nurse, about to graduate soon. Thank the Lord. And she was telling me, like, there's so many nurses that don't like people. They want to be nurses for the money, but they're going into a profession where the whole point of the profession is helping people and assisting people and dealing with people, but they hate people. They don't want to deal with people. So, like, we don't need more nurses that don't like people, that are rude and mean.
That's awful.
You know?
So
makes me
in the same way, we don't, you know, I don't think this generation needs more preachers that are going to throw stones at them.
Right.
They don't love people. They don't have the capacity to love people. So, you know, if you want to become a preacher or a singer or ministry, or if you want to be used by God,
learn how to love.
Learn how to love people.
Yes.
Let that be one of your prayers. Lord, help me to love my neighbor.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, you are still sitting around in church. You are still warming up a bench or a chair because you haven't developed the capacity to love people.
Mm-hmm.
And you're never going to find your calling.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fruits of the Holy Spirit are meant to what? To serve others. It's not even for you.
Right.
So love people. Have purpose with your goals. If this is, you know, something that you want to achieve this new year, or it has to do with ministry, you know, set this, you know, as one of your goals. Learn how to love people. And learn how to love them in the good and the bad. When they dish you, when they throw you behind the bus. I mean, we have the greatest example, which is Jesus, you know.
Yep.
How many times was Jesus mistreated, and yet he never gave up?
And that's the savior of the world.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the God of the universe.
If they did it with him, they're going to do it with us.
Doesn't mean that he didn't get frustrated, because you can see in many verses that he did get frustrated.
He did. Yeah, he spoke, you know, a harsh truth. I'm not going to say it was harsh, no, but he spoke the harsh truth, and they had to hear it. But in the end, who they became, you know, who were the 12 disciples? What did they accomplish? They didn't see it in the moment. They didn't see it the next day. They didn't see it within that same year or the next 3 years. It took a while for them to see the response to God's promises. But you just got to believe. And that comes to another point. Maybe in the past you tried. You know, maybe in the past you put yourself a goal, a realistic goal, and you probably didn't accomplish it. And as a result, that kind of threw off your faith to try to do it again. You got to let that go. You got to forget that failure. You got to forget that you failed. I'm not saying that you're not going to fail. No, you know, we all fail. There's a lot of goals that I failed in my life that I didn't accomplish. Until today, there's things that I want to do on a daily basis that I still fail on. And but I don't stop. I don't quit, because it's a work in progress. And the year has 365 days, not seconds, not minutes, 365 days. And anything can happen in those 365 days. So whatever happened in the past that made you stop setting goals and moving forward and challenging yourself, let that go. Let that go, because the same thing that I told myself when the enemy was trying to make me not go to church no more, but I just kept going no matter what. I only said anything can happen. Anything can happen. God is a God of possibilities. You know, there's nothing impossible for God.
Right.
And what we may think cannot be created or cannot be done, he makes it possible instantly. So you gotta let go of your past, and just know that the mercy of God is new every morning. You know, out of all the things about God, the Bible says that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. But the one thing that's new every morning is his mercy. So if his mercy is new every day for you, and his love remains, and he's still looking at you so gracious, you can't quit on yourself, because God hasn't quitted on you. You know, God hasn't said no to you. He's giving you the opportunity. He's giving you the authority. He's giving you the tools, and he's giving you this amazing podcast, man. He's giving you this amazing podcast that's pushing you and motivating you, and we just want to see people strive. We want to see the youth strive, but it takes also you to tell yourself, I failed in the past, but I can still do it. I'll do it again. I failed this year, but it's a new year. It's 2024, and be thankful for that, because some people are not going into this year, but we get that opportunity, you know.
I would also say drop the excuses, man. Like, oh, I'll do it another day, or it's not my time. Like, just drop the excuses.
What did Solomon say? He said, "Don't leave for today.
What you can do. No,
Don't
don't leave for tomorrow. What you can do today.
Today."
Yeah. So and we are expert on putting excuses.
Oh yeah.
Expert. We have an expert. If there was a degree on excuses, I think
We'd all be doctors.
yeah, for real. So one thing that you can do is surround yourself with the right people. Have somebody hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Find the purpose on your New Year's resolution or your goal. It has to have a purpose that, you know, it's gonna, you know, push you and give you the motivation to continue moving forward. And yeah, I wish you guys the best. May you accomplish all the goals that you set yourself to target this upcoming year. And I encourage you that if this is not something that you practice, that you start practicing this. Analyze your life, analyze the year. How did you do this year? What happened this year that you could have done better? And see how you can improve next year. There's nothing wrong with that.
You got 12 months,
Yeah, 12 months,
365 days.
but set the right expectations, have the right mindset. We often have the wrong expectations and on people, like even on people, even in like our surrounding, like we have so many expectations about like our mom, our dad, or our wife, or our boyfriend, our girlfriend, and we don't even tell them. So they don't even know what you are expecting, but you, for some reason, think that they know. So you get upset when they, you know, fail,
Mm-hmm.
or when you fail. So set the right expectations and communicate those expectations.
Right.
If it involves somebody else. But God bless you guys. I think we're gonna call it a night. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add on New Year's resolutions.
Just Happy New Year to everybody.
The solution is Christ.
Yes.
Amen.
Follow Jesus.
Follow Jesus and you'll accomplish all your.
The Bible
resolutions.
does say, "Seek the kingdom of
Yeah.
God, and everything
No.
else will be added."
But follow us
Dang.
too. Subscribe, like the video, share.
Yeah, like
all
our
that good
videos, share, and then everything will be added to you.
Yes.
Oh no!
Sorry, no,
But
I'm joking. Nah.
If
All Jesus.
if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, like if you have a question about the Bible, or
Right.
if you have a question about, I don't know, why are drugs not
Right.
good for you?
Why can't I be high?
Why can't
Why can I be
Why
high?
doesn't God like me being high?
Why?
I remember this preacher was like, this guy came. He was like, "Can I smoke?" And he was like, "Yeah, totally. Continue smoking." And then he was like, "But we both know where you're gonna end up." And he was like,
Whoa.
I was like, "Okay."
Dang.
But
True.
anyways, yeah. If you have any topics, if you have any suggestions, feel free. The next episode, I think, is gonna be very nice because we're gonna be talking about something that it's not very popular in our culture.
No, it's not.
So
If our culture is the opposite of what
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about.
it's like, yeah. I don't even want to.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
Y'all see. But yeah, comment what your resolutions, man. If you got one.
Yeah, if you have
got
a
good one,
resolution, if you're bold enough to share it out
if you're
there,
bold enough,
yeah.
if you're comfortable with sharing.
Yeah, I share mine. 3
We
books in 1 year.
We won't judge you.
I don't have one yet. I'm not gonna lie.
I have a
to
goal.
think.
What's your goal?
I told you I'm trying to open my trucking business.
Hey, this year?
This year.
Hey, you gonna hire me,
year.
bro? Say no.
I will hire you on the spot. Clean out my truck, please. I'll pay you.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm just kidding.
Dang, that's good, man.
That's my
Trucking
goal.
business.
Totally attainable. Just gotta stay on top of it. Just stay consistent. That's all.
Dang.
And the good thing is that he already started. So that's why that many people like, you wait so long into like the perfect condition. There's not gonna be the perfect condition. There's not
Yeah.
gonna be no perfect circumstance.
Just gotta
sometimes
go
you
for
You
it.
just gotta
shoot.
take the leap of faith.
And the
Shoot in the
negativity
dark.
that I've gotten already is crazy.
What?
Crazy negativity from Christians too.
What?
Negativity, straight negativity. But
It's all positivity.
but
here,
you
brother.
know who's been saying, oh yeah, go for it. Non-Christians.
Bruh.
They're in it. They're like, bro, just go for it. They're like, you're in the mindset. You got the info. You got the research. You're good. All you gotta do is go, sign, get the truck, get going. Like, you got this.
Take the risk.
So
Amen.
Yeah, take the risk. Life is not fun without risk. Take the risk.
You have to take some risks. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Make some good resolutions. Think hard. Don't just like, you know,
Yeah, don't just
take a minute
brush
to
it
think,
off.
man.
Analyze yourself. Set goals. Like you said, it might be a good idea to do personal, be something as, you know, going to the gym more often or whatever, eating better, or it can be ministry or spiritual.
Yeah.
If you can do all three, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. When I have mine, I'll share it one of these episodes.
We'll share on a comment.
Yeah.
We'll put Joey's New Year's resolution.
I'll sign it. I'll be like, Dash Joey.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play more Fortnite.
I've never even.
Get
I
more
played that
wins.
game once, like 4 years ago.
Get more wins.
3 years ago. I don't even know.
But anyways, guys, God bless you guys. Take care. Peace.
Bye.
See you.